Welcome back to your favorite Sacramento sports show.
Beam City Sports.
Yes, sir. We are back at the Beam City Sports Bar. Got my boys with me, Devin, Luke, and Jackson. How you guys all feeling?
Yeah.
Not too fucking good right now.
The TV behind us tells the story pretty well. Giants lost today, so it's a bad day. It's a bad day.
Yeah.
Bad day for Dev. Got the A's game later, though, for
If
me
you
and Luke.
can't see the TV behind us, the Kings are currently down 100-68 to Orlando.
Yeah, we decided to start the pod a little early
They still
this
got time.
game. This game looks just about over in Orlando, so an ugly loss for the Kings. We'll get into that later in the show. But yeah, today we're going to be going around the NBA, talking about some crazy game winners, couple from the Lakers side, with the Lakers and against the Lakers, so, some ups and downs for them.
Yeah.
Steph Curry's officially back for the Warriors, so they're looking scary once again. And some other games around the league. Also, March Madness time, heating up. Got some games starting, going on right now as well. And then we'll get into some Kings, just some Kings talk. Not going to be fun, but we gotta go through it.
That'd be good.
Unfortunately.
Yep, 9 games left, or 8 games left now after today. And then at the end of the show, we'll get into some baseball. A's and Giants, and I know Jackson wants to mention his Dodgers a little bit.
Shout out,
pretty
Mookie.
nice. Yeah, it looked pretty nice. But yeah, we can start going around the NBA. We'll start a couple nights ago. On Wednesday night, right after our radio show, LeBron tipped in a buzzer beater against the Indiana Pacers. It was the most calm game winner I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just a little tip in at the buzzer. Nobody boxed him out. Lakers won that one. But the real story was that was after LeBron went on Pat McAfee's show and, talked a lot about a lot of different things.
Everything.
It was a great interview. But LeBron and Stephen A, man, we gotta get into it. Who you guys got in a 5-round boxing match?
I got
kidding.
StephenASmith.
I'm just kidding. LeBron would rock him.
Martian laser beam pointed at the Earth.
Who do you want?
Hey, did you see the
LeBron.
AI video of them on the sideline and then it turned into them fighting? I was like, that should have happened.
Did you guys see LeBron post the video of Stephen A boxing
Yes,
and he looked like he was moving in slow motion?
It took 22 years of Bron's finally getting petty.
Yeah, finally LeBron's getting a little petty.
Bro,
but
great shit on
Yeah.
his Instagram.
actually, that was hilarious. So I don't know what Stephen A's doing, trying to beef with LeBron, but not a good look.
Not a good
My
look.
opinion.
Yeah.
He's
Never
just
wanna beef with
mad.
the GOAT.
He's been trying to get that interview one-on-one for 20 years, and he goes on Pat McAfee just like that, so he's a little butthurt.
Yeah. So are Pat McAfee and Stephen A kind of rivals? I thought they were
I
buddies.
think it's
No,
rival
I'm not-
shows on
Rival
ESPN.
shows, that's
yeah.
what it is.
They-
Okay.
Pat McAfee goes on First Take like in the morning
Okay.
sometimes, and we'll do it with them and talk about football. But I mean, maybe now.
Yeah. Maybe now they are. But yeah, crazy.
We've come so far in the NBA where it's gotten so boring that now we're entertained by the commentators beefing.
LeBron
So-
and Stephen A beefing is the big
Oh.
topic in the NBA.
Yeah, no, it's pretty hilarious right now.
Yeah.
That's the state of the NBA right now. We're waiting for the
We're
playoffs.
just praying that the playoffs come faster because it's a weird part of the year. But I mean, the standings still matter. Every
Standing,
game,
yeah.
matters in the standings aspect. But then the next game for the Lakers was even crazier, man. Up 5 with 15 or 12 seconds to go. Up 5 with 12 seconds. LeBron threw it away on the inbound to Kobe White, or to Josh Giddy. Then Josh Giddy passed it to Kobe White, and then AR was clutch, hit some 2 shots that should have been the game winner, and then Josh Giddy from half court, the Giddler, you picked last week, and he's showing out, man, from half court. Josh Giddy. How'd you feel watching that, Jackson?
Welcome to the show.
I just didn't have like, are you fucking kidding? I'm like, you just don't expect that
Yeah.
ever. I mean, I think the last one we saw with that was like Max Strus last year against the Mavericks
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
and Luka.
Yeah.
But then again, after that, the Mavs didn't make the finals, so we'll
Hey,
see.
so you're saying if it happens against you, then you go on a finals run? That's your
if it
prediction?
happens against Luka.
Oh, okay, against Luka. Okay.
No, but the worst part is it was just Josh Giddy. I can't stand him. What did you say earlier about him, Dev?
Huh?
What did you say earlier about Giddy?
Uh-oh.
I hate him. What did I say? Forgot already. All you have to know is I don't like Josh Giddy either. So, he's he be messing with them little.
No, I got respect for his effort on the court. Like,
Yeah.
he's a baller, but like it's never gonna be someone I'm like, oh, Josh Giddy, like hell yeah. But I mean, man's been balling out lately. He's top in the league and like disruptions and passes and everything. And then
I do gotta say he's been.
yeah, and then like I mean he's got like 2 or 3 triple doubles in like the last and this season recently.
Almost had a quad double.
Almost had a quad double last week. So like he's been balling out. He's stepping up and showing all the haters that he's better than what he was and when he was on the Thunder.
Yeah, no, I'm sick of the Josh Giddy. Hey man, y'all gotta recognize greatness when you see it. Josh Giddy's balling.
Greatness might be crazy.
Greatness. He's gonna be an all-star in the next couple years. Just wait
honestly,
on it.
in the East probably.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, last 10 games, he's only played 6 of them, but his stats are crazy.
Yeah,
he's
stats are
averaging
crazy.
24, 10, and 10. And then 2 steals a game.
And shooting almost 50% from 3
He's
in that
shooting
span.
52% from 3,
Oh my
actually.
God.
57, 52, 75 splits.
Hey, so he's him.
Did the Bulls win the trade?
That's what a lot of people are saying.
That's it. I mean, Caruso for their fit worked better.
Yeah,
It works
OKC
better.
works a lot
but
better.
like, it
Giddy's
might be
cooking.
another
He's cooking,
Harden-esque thing.
Yeah, true. Josh
Damn
Giddy.
near.
I predict an all-star coming up for him. But yeah, I last year in the summer, I remember watching him with Australia, and he took over in those Olympics.
Yeah.
He had a great Olympics, and I remember thinking he's going to have a big year. Had a weird start to the year, but now, second half of the year, he's doing everything that we thought he was going to do and getting triple-doubles, shooting the 3-ball well. So I love Josh Giddy's game. I'm sick of the hate, though. Don't be hating on my guy, Josh.
8 steals against us last week.
Yeah, almost quad double.
Also, Kevin Harter had 21, 5, and 6 against the Lakers.
21
Nice.
for Kev. Killing.
Kevin's been hitting shit lately too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty insane.
Hey, you
to see.
don't
Like,
trade good shooters.
Hey, the
Don't
Bulls
trade
might have
good,
won
smart
that.
shooters.
Yeah, Kev, our guy, Red Velvet, balling in Chicago. He's been shooting the lights out the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
A lot of those big threes in this game were over LeBron, too. I don't know if you noticed that. And the half court Josh Giddy hit was right over LeBron. So, I don't know. Maybe LeBron had some bad juju in that game, but...
That was probably the worst 12 seconds I've ever seen in his
Yeah,
career.
Yeah.
the turnover.
He let up the wide open 3 by Pat Will,
Yeah.
and then he turned it over. It was like, I watched it, I'm like, what?
Yeah. LeBron never does
Yeah,
that.
you don't do that.
Then, AR scored, and I was like, all right, cool, AR here to save us once again.
It's over.
And then he let Josh Giddy have an open look. I mean, yes, it was half court, but still, it's 3 seconds left.
Yeah.
Play defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in 2K, whenever they throw up the buzzer, I'm always hitting triangle to try to block that shit. I don't care. I'm trying to get my blocks up.
Hey, you can't foul, though. That's the tough part. It's not fouling on that.
Hey, in real life, yeah, but it don't happen in 2K.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, shout out to Giddy. The Lakers, they play tonight? Lakers play tonight?
Yeah, play the Grizzlies.
Play the
Big game.
Grizzlies.
Jaws, questionable,
Okay.
which is crazy because they've been out for
and they
7
just fired
games.
their
Yeah.
coach.
Who's their interim coach?
Yeah, so the Grizzlies just fired Taylor Jenkins.
So their assistant, I think, he was this FIBA coach in 2004, and he led them to something in the EuroLeague, I think. So he's one of the top assistants in the league. So
He'll probably be nice.
probably I
Yeah.
either expect them to turn it around entirely for the last games of the season, because their issue was always condensing the rotation. Their play calling was really just not great.
Yeah.
They had a really weird offensive scheme where they never ran pick and roll, nothing, which is weird when you have a stretch 4 in Jaren Jackson and then a 7'4" center in Zach Giddy.
And guys that
And
handle the ball
Ja.
like Ja.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just didn't make sense to me because I feel like Desmond Bain would work well in the pick and roll too because pull up minis, all that stuff. He's a great
Hey,
offensive player.
he's been ass lately. He's been ass. Good. Yeah, ever since that game against the Kings where he had 44, he's been pretty bad.
Good.
But I still like Desmond Bain's game though.
Yeah, I think he's similar to Reeves in the sense where he can be a guy who's either a second option or a third option.
True. Yeah, well, interesting firing though. This late in the year for the Grizzlies, Taylor Jenkins, I thought was one of the best coaches in the league. Won't be surprised to see him on a new team next year. Wink, wink. If Doug Christie doesn't stay in Sacramento, could probably see him in Zach.
I could see that happening.
And I've always thought he was a great coach.
Yeah, you just gotta think he probably lost the locker room completely. After seeing the arguments
that's what
on the
was
bench,
reported. Yeah,
it's just Santi and Desmond Bain fighting.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a whole lot of stuff and then Josh said he just didn't look motivated.
Huh.
He was just showed up, and he said that he would have fun sometimes coaching the offense, and then there would be other days where he shows up and he's just I got no faith in this offense.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
I thought it was super weird. And if we do pick him up, I hope we don't give him a shitty roster, because I think we've had a couple, pretty good head coaches that got fired because they had
Mike
shitty
Malone.
Rosters. Mike Brown. I like
Mike
Dave
Malone,
Yeager
Brown.
and then Mike Malone, obviously.
I like Dave Baker too. He was a good one.
Luke Wall?
No.
No,
No, I'm cool with that.
I'm good.
Who was the worst
Luke
coach the
Walton.
Kings have hired?
George Karl.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
George
who I was
Karl.
going to say. Was George Karl
Because
by far the worst.
he was beefing with Boogie.
He was
Yeah.
beefing with Boogie when
Yeah.
Boogie was a best center in the
All-star.
league.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, the Grizzlies, I just don't really understand it this late in the year.
Because the record since All-Star break is terrible.
Is it?
It's-
Yeah.
They're like
It's
8
dropped.
and 13 or something.
I mean, they were up in the 3rd seed after All
They
Star
were,
break.
yeah.
They're down in
second,
the 5th.
3rd seed, and then they just have dropped tremendously.
So who would they play? They played the Lakers in the first round right now.
Yeah.
And I think everyone in the world would probably
Lakers
pick
at
the
5.
Lakers.
Probably.
Easily.
What does Shannon Sharp say? Grizzlies,
Excuse me.
Tizzlies, Lakers in 5.
Disney,
Disney, Lakers in 5.
It was
He
like
said no. He said Lakers and foe.
Lakers and foe.
He said Lakers and foe.
We don't need 5. Yeah, well, I guess we can go around some other games. Steph Curry is back for the
No.
Warriors. Had 23 points last night in the win over the Pelicans. Yeah, man, the Warriors are nasty. Warriors are going to go on around them saying it.
Dude,
If I'm a Western Conference team, I would not want to play the Warriors.
Are they still 7?
they're 7 right now. They're tied
they're
with the
tied.
Clippers, but the Clippers have the tiebreaker. Right
Timberwolves
there.
are down to 8.
Yeah.
Right now.
Timberwolves are 8, yeah.
Yep.
It's only like a half game difference, though, isn't it?
Yeah, between them. Yeah, it's a half game difference.
That's going to be a crazy
Warriors
difference right there.
need Curry though.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
anything happens to Curry, then it's
Yeah.
it's not
Losing
happening.
Gary
That-
Payton
that's
second
true.
is a
Like,
big hit,
That's
though.
big.
Yeah,
That's
Dude.
big.
Like,
I think
the
he'll come
defense
back.
is gonna. Well, they said it was a surgery procedure on his
So he won't be
hand.
back for the playoffs?
I don't.
I think they said he's out indefinitely.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
he'd be
that's
back for
huge,
playoffs.
dude.
That's not good.
You're so hyped about that. I'm so hyped.
Shit. Hey, I mean, they got Curry back, so they might not stay in 7, but
That starting
I mean,
lineup is still really disgusting, though.
It's-
Yeah,
no,
it is.
they're really good, but it's just like without Curry, I didn't see any flow with it. And then immediately when Curry comes back, like obviously this game against the Clippers was a little bit closer, like for most of it than I thought it would be. But I mean, they still just like when Curry's on the floor, it's flawless. They can switch anywhere from the perimeter to down low and break Kuminga. Like they can trust in him just running down low, and he gets that.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
I mean, with Curry back, they might get back into 6, but I mean, I think Warriors fans should be a little, all fans should be if you end up in the play-in, but it could be tough, if they have to play the Wolves or I won't say Kings because we probably won't win a playing game, but
Warriors
it could be tough.
would beat the Wolves. Warriors would beat the Wolves. I
agree with that.
I think it's just an uncomfortable
Timberwolves are playing
situation
good.
being in the
Timberwolves got a
play-in,
really
but
good defense, though.
Not for Steph Curry.
I agree with Tyler. I think the Warriors beat the T-Wolves in that matchup.
Yeah. Clippers, though. Clippers are balling lately. I hate to see
Kawhi
it.
had like 30 and 27.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, God, Kawhi and Harden are a great duo. They're balling
Zubac,
out
too.
there.
Zubac and Powell.
Oh,
have
he's been cooking.
amazing
Oh,
third, fourth options.
They've been great all year. So yeah, the Clippers are scary. But a couple other games around the league a couple nights ago. The Knicks beat the Bucks with no Jalen Brunson. Also, Damian Lillard is out. I don't know. Do
Yeah.
you know when Damian Lillard might be back?
He said he's out indefinitely.
Well,
he has
yeah, 'cause he's
deep
got
vein
a-
thrombosis.
same
thing
blood
as
clot
Wemby.
in his calf.
That's not
It's a
good.
different position,
That was the-
So they said he might come back this year because it's a different area. I mean,
Yeah.
with the shoulder with Wemby, it's different
Exactly.
because it's a lot closer to the heart. So I mean,
it's more dangerous.
yeah, considering
Well,
it's in the calf, it depends on the blood thinners and all that stuff, how long they go through that with that. But I don't know. If he comes back, that's great for them, but I really don't see them making noise. And him being out that long, coming back playoff time, a player like that
Rust.
needs a good amount of time to ramp back up.
Yeah.
But
It is a little scary because this is the same thing that Chris Bosh had, and Chris Bosh had in his calf as well.
He
so
had
it's
it in
like,
his calf?
yeah,
and then
that's
Bosh was forced to retire.
So
Yeah.
like, it is a little scary, but yeah, hope he's good. Hope he's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't play him until he is good. Just don't. I know they might not, make any noise like you said, but I wouldn't take the risk, especially if you're gonna have him for the next couple of years too. Still, so
Yeah, Dame's still top 6-7 point guard.
That's arguable.
maybe
Yeah.
I'd say
That's
10.
arguable.
I'd say 10.
He's been inconsistent. I mean, when he's on, he's on. But when he's
Yeah.
not, he's not. And it's playing with Giannis plays a big part in that. Because, I mean, Jeff T talks about it all the time. Playing with Giannis as a point guard is one of the hardest things to do. Because
Yeah.
he doesn't let you play your game.
That's why
you have to be in the
Drew
corner.
worked
He
out
brings
great.
that ball
Drew
up.
is the perfect point guard to play
And then they
because
traded him.
he can set screens for Giannis. He can play in the dunker spot.
And
he
he
can sit in
really
the corner.
was just, he could, yeah, like you said,
And
he's
he's
in the
just
corner.
great at
Defensively,
defense.
he's great.
Damn,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah, Giannis is not someone that most point guards want to play with, unless I think Giannis would be great with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Just because
Steph's
Steph Curry
off ball
plays
high
the
post,
ball.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's not even really a true point.
That's why
so.
all the Warriors fans at the beginning of the season were begging after they went on that win streak, but they started 12-2, and then they were begging, bro, to trade for Giannis.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Him and Curry
They're not
would
trading
be
Giannis, though.
crazy.
Yeah, I know the Bucks won't trade Giannis, but also, what if he asks out? Like, I feel like Giannis. I know he said he
Welcome
he
to
won't,
LA.
But then,
no.
Then I'm not trading.
Stop
I'm
it.
not trading him
Welcome
to Golden State, LA. I ain't trading him anywhere like that.
They would have to
I'm
trade
staying
him
with Washington.
away from East.
They would have to
They
trade
would.
him.
Trade him west.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm them, because that's just dumb to keep
Doesn't
them in the
make
same
sense.
conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and our guy for the Knicks last night, DeLon Wright, started in his first game back from injury. 12 points.
DeLon.
DeLon.
That's gang.
That's gang.
he averaged 10 points with us. Like,
Yeah.
I think back in like
King's
2020.
leg.
Saw his little
Right.
backup PG.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, him starting like out of nowhere, that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the last game to go over is the Cavs at the Pistons last night. The Pistons won by 10 or 11.
Okay.
No Cade and no Tobias Harris, and they beat the Cavs.
Shout out Tim Hardaway.
Shout out Tim Hardaway Jr. with 32 points, 7 of 11 from 3.
7-11?
Also, Dennis Schroeder was setting him up all night with 17 points and 7 rebounds and 10 assists.
You know he
Trocho,
averaged.
baby. Trocho.
You know,
That's it.
Hardaway, you know Hardaway Jr. averaged 20 in a season
He did before.
back in like
Wait,
2017.
I could
Tim
see that.
Hardaway Jr.?
20?
Yeah, it was about 39% from the field, but
Bro.
like I think it was 2017 on the Knicks.
Okay.
That's insane.
Yeah, I could see that. Knicks didn't have anyone back then. That was,
I think that was the year. I think it was the year after they traded Melo.
Melo.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Pistons balled out last night. Asar Thompson also went crazy with 18 points, 10
He's so
rebounds. Jalen Duren with 16 points and Beasley with 19. Donovan Mitchell scored 38 points to bring them back, but it wasn't
Bro.
enough.
He scored 38.
38 points total. And Mobley only had 9 points. So
Yeah.
that talk for a second option is you know,
It's up in the
it's
air.
definitely Garland though.
Yeah.
right
21,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cavs only had 16 assists.
That's
in
crazy.
last night,
A lot of
which is-
ISO ball.
A lot of ISO ball.
Yeah.
And then I also want to shout out fucking Dean Wade for that dunk.
Dude,
He's nice, bro.
That was pretty.
Dean Wade is him.
He got up there. But
Yeah.
No, yeah. They just. I love
that-
seeing the Pistons ball out.
Is the Cavs' recent play something to worry about, or you think it's just late year?
I'm thinking it's just late year.
They already have like a top spot locked up. Most likely the first seed.
I was actually gonna bring this up. Like, I feel like it's just late year ball, and it's good that they're getting this out of the way right now rather
Yeah.
than in the playoffs. Because I mean,
Because no matter who they play first round, they should win in
they
4.
should win it. Yeah, and like I was just thinking, like maybe they're taking their foot off the gas a little bit. But then when I was
Yeah.
watching the highlights a little bit, they had the whole starting lineup in like pretty much the whole game. I was like, that's not really taking their foot off the gas at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. I'm a little worried though, to be real.
I agree.
I think they all they have to worry about is the Knicks and the Celtics and maybe the Bucks if they're healthy. But
I would say the Knicks.
no,
No.
I still think the
The
Knicks,
Knicks
are like
can't.
that.
The Knicks have not beaten the top team in
I
the entire
know.
league.
When is
Hey,
Brunson
playoffs
coming
is
back?
different.
That's what I'm just trying to
First week
figure
of
out.
April, I think.
Yeah.
So next week.
Playoff,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
2 games left, something like that.
Yeah. So that should be fun, going down the stretch of the year, seeing what's up with the Eastern Conference. But yeah, March Madness. We can get into a little bit of March Madness. Starting with the other day, number 3, Texas Tech beat number 10, Arkansas in overtime. Darian Williams hit a game-winning post move and hit the game-tying 3 to send it into overtime, so shout out to him.
That was a crazy thing.
That was a great game, yeah.
That was insane.
He was 1 for 9 before that, I think they said when I was watching it.
Yeah.
And he just pulled it, and you could
Clutch.
tell after when you saw the video, of his face afterwards, he knew that shit was going on.
Yeah,
I was like,
he,
damn,
he,
bro.
he did the Kelly Oubre. He blew the kiss to the
tough.
crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
tough.
tough.
It was tough.
Texas Tech was like down by like 20 something, 22. It
Yeah.
felt like if you were Arkansas, that probably felt like a Kings game right
Yeah,
there.
that did. That was a tough one. Noticing on Arkansas, though, DJ Wagner. I know a lot about him because he was supposed to be, one of the top picks coming up. I just know him from a couple years ago in high school being so good, and now, he's still a good player, but he's just not what everyone thought he was going to be.
Okay.
But I still saw some flashes from him in that game. He had 13 points, had some clutch shots. I think he did miss the shot to tie the game in overtime, though,
Yeah.
at the buzzer. So, tough one for him, but I still think he's a good player.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just going to say Texas Tech is down right now, half to Florida, by
Uh-oh.
like 3.
Yeah. Hey, that'll be a good game coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah, flying through these. Number 1, Duke beat number 4, Arizona. Cooper Flagg, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, and 3 of 5 from 3. That is
Please, God, do not
easily-
let him go to the Spurs.
The Spurs aren't going to drop that.
No,
There's
they
no
wouldn't
way.
do that.
Unanimously number 1 pick.
Oh, unanimously
There's
number
no way Dylan Harper's getting that. I'm sorry.
Blake let's compare
I'm
him
just
to
kidding,
some
I know
number
it is,
one
but-
picks in recent years that come to mind. Obviously, we have more faith in him than Zachary Ricochet from last year.
Yeah, 100%.
Year before that was Wemby.
Nah.
No.
Definitely going
Oh,
Wemby.
For those matchups.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
excited for
Yeah.
Cooper
that.
Flag he's gonna be so
Cooper
nice.
already, like, he balled out against the USA squad earlier that last year.
He did.
And I mean, I think he's gonna.
Yeah.
Takes 1 year, and I
And
think he's gonna be right up there battling
His
with Wemby.
biggest knock
Like,
was his 3-point shooting going in. He's shooting like 42% from 3, I think.
exactly.
Yeah, dude. His 3-point shot looks nice, too. He hit that buzzer beater to end the first half. That was pretty sick.
His game is just so...
Breaking news: Jay Crowder is in the game right now. Sorry,
Jay Crowder getting minutes.
played so long.
That's hilarious. I haven't seen him.
We got Isaiah Crawford in too.
Oh yeah, that's a bucket. Yeah, with comparing number one picks, can he be better than Paolo? Can Cooper Flag end up being better than Paolo? Because I mean, Paolo is him already.
Paolo's not utilizing his body. Like he has
Paolo
to.
could be Braun.
You big
He
thing.
averaged 25, 8, 8. But then he's over here trying to be mellow, and he does not have the jumper to be mellow.
He thinks
He
he's
hit some
Nick's
jumpers in
mellow,
this game
bro.
earlier. It looked pretty nice to
He
me.
has
Yeah.
a good midi, but he
It's
settles way
inconsistent.
too much. Exactly, he settles way too much for the 3 ball and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's not a good look for him.
That's how I felt about Wemby at first, but then I'm like, he's hitting them. Bro.
Yeah.
He's hitting them.
Once he starts hitting those
Yeah.
one-legged threes, it's like, goddamn.
Watching Cooper like hitting those turnaround mid range too.
Yeah.
Man
Yeah.
looked like KD out there.
Low
I'm like,
key.
we got another KD on our hands coming
Yeah.
to ruin our.
And he's white, so
Oh.
shout out
It's
to
good. And he'll probably go to the West.
Who was some other number one picks though that we can compare Cooper to? Cade,
Ant.
Ant. Oh, is he
Cade,
on that
yeah.
level? Is he gonna? He's gonna be on that
I
level.
think he's like
say
up to around there.
Yeah.
I think it's real tough
You
with like
gotta-
different positions.
yeah, different positions.
You
but-
got, you got to remember the last number 1 overall pick from Duke.
Who?
Zion.
Oh,
It was
Shit.
Like,
Zion.
like what's I mean, is he gonna crash and burn in the first couple seasons, or is he gonna soar and do better?
I know
or-
we want to say Zion's crashed and burned, but I still think
No,
when
he's
he,
come back.
when he plays,
coming back.
he's great.
That's what I
Right.
meant, like at the beginning of the season, but
Yeah.
like of his career. But I don't know. Like it's tough to say because Duke, like they do produce a lot of like star basketball
Talent.
players, but it's just not all of them are consistently coming out like perfectly.
True. You know, Zion's always dealt with the injury questions too. But yeah, some more from this game. Con Knuppel, 20 points. He's going to be a top
He's
pick in
nice.
the draft.
He's nice. He's nice.
Expect him to go to a
People
solid team.
are underrating him, but he's
Yeah.
nice.
No, he's
Yeah.
NBA ready for sure.
He's
100%.
nice.
He's gonna be like
Tall white dude.
Yeah, tall
Yeah.
white dude who's a bucket.
Yeah.
He's,
I like
gonna-
his
he's the AR archetype.
Oh, I like
A
that.
little bit taller.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, I got to give some love to Arizona. They did fight in this game because of Caleb
Yeah.
Love.
Caleb Love.
35 points for Caleb Love. That's the guy who I said reminds me of Malik Monk. Do you think that's a good comparison? Yeah.
That's the
He's
super
just
senior.
he's just a micro
Yeah,
spark
5
plug.
years in college.
When I was reading the Caleb Love stuff, I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Caleb Love? Like, what the hell?
He's been in
I was
college for
thinking
so
that.
long.
And if you could do it, why not? Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I'd wonder if he's going to go to the league, though. You know, playing 5 years of college.
somebody will probably draft him.
Yeah.
He's either going to go undrafted somewhere or he'll get drafted somewhere, but he's going to be a bucket regardless.
He's nice, though.
He
super
had
athletic.
a down year, like production, like consistency wise.
Yeah.
But if you can show up in the tournament, that's the
what
biggest stage. You know, he's going to get somebody's going to look at him and be
He
like, all
could
right,
be
yeah.
one of those big second round picks that we've been talking about. How they're
And then
that much more
everybody's going to be
important.
like,
Yeah.
how do you fall that far? Well, because he's only 23 then if he's a fifth year.
Yeah.
And I mean, AR was 23 when he got drafted.
And it's the 5th year because he got an extra one because of COVID. So that's really
Yeah.
why. So yeah, I think he's going to be nice in the NBA. Alabama, though, beat number 6 BYU, set the record for threes in an
was
NCAA
crazy.
tournament game. Shout out to Diego over there rooting for Bama. Mark Sears had 34 points, the little lefty point guard,
Wow.
10 of 16
Nice.
from 3.
Dude,
he's nice.
Also,
Damn.
got to give some love to another player on Bama, Chris Youngblood.
Who's
Chris Youngblood.
Who's hitting shit?
19 points and 5 threes for him.
hey,
He's
let
a
me see
bucket.
that ball, young blood.
No,
Yeah,
I was
crazy
gonna,
name.
I also was going to shout out the Holloway and Sears, that duo
Yeah.
right there. That reminded me of the Sexland duo in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Darius Garland and Colin Sexland.
I like that.
They were like, I mean, the passing like back and forth like behind. I was just like, oh damn, they kill it.
They're
there.
looking for each other every
Yeah.
time, and they're pulling from way deep.
Same
Yeah, so
that
team
was
needs to
fun.
draft both of them.
Yeah, facts.
And then
Sears reminds me just of Brunson.
Brunson, the little lefty point guard I was
Little
going to
lefty
say.
point guard.
Yeah.
He's solid getting to the hoop too.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got a burner though.
Yeah, he can shoot.
Damn, he's got to burn.
10 threes is crazy.
10 threes is crazy. For BYU, though, Jaeger Demon, 15.7 rebounds. I think he's going to be really nice in the NBA. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft from BYU. And,
What about Richie Saunders, dude?
yeah, give some love.
Dude, Richie Saunders balled out.
He balled
man.
out.
He was killing it, man, and he got up there.
Yeah,
He got up.
got to show some love to the white boys at
I
BYU.
wanted to see BYU go through.
Yeah,
I wanted to
They're
see
gonna
that.
be nice next year too.
Shout out those
Yeah.
Christians, man.
It's a young program.
I mean, Mormons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're more.
My fault,
Shout
my
out to the
fault.
more.
What did you say first?
Yeah, so you think Jaeger Demon's going to go top 10?
I'm not really familiar with
Oh, you're
him.
not familiar with this game. He reminds me a little bit of Luca. A little bit of Luca's game. Just super like slow, but also like can get to the rim and just make great passes. So he's like a taller.
Is he a
white-
freshman?
I think he's a freshman. Yeah.
Then yeah, probably
There's
top 10.
questions that he's going to come back for another year to play with AJ, but probably not. If you can go to the draft, go to the draft. But yeah, Florida beat number 4 Maryland. I was sad to see that.
That's cool.
Florida just such a good all-around team. I know they're playing right now.
Yeah.
They had 6 players over 10 points in that game. And for Maryland, Derek Queen, the guy with the game winner the game before, had 27 points. He's going to the league. He's league bound. He's going to be nice too. So yeah, show some love
Hell
to
yeah.
our guy in Maryland.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, last night though, Houston beat Purdue. A game winner on an out of bounds play. That was pretty crazy.
That was the
Yeah.
worst defense I've ever seen.
Horrible defense.
But
Nobody guarding the inbounder. Just pass it in and pass it right back to him for an easy wide open layup for the win. That's
was-
how your season ends.
And it sucks because the guy who was guarding the inbounder, like he's a great. I forgot what his name was. Smith, I think is the last name. But he was guarding the inbound play, and he was
Oh, he
paying
left.
attention.
I
He
saw
was he
it.
left.
Yeah.
He was helping out like a screen, and the guy was gonna be wide open in the corner. But then no, he didn't communicate with anybody to rotate, nothing, and it was beautiful for Houston.
Yeah, for sure. The point guard on Purdue, though, I think he had 15 assists, and he made the great pass to tie the game, hit the corner 3 to tie the game, and then right after that hit the layup. So it was a great game. But yeah, number 1 Auburn, though, beat number 5 Michigan. Auburn is one of the oldest teams in this March Madness tournament. Johnny Broom, though, had 22 points and 16 rebounds. I think if he's going into the draft, I think the Kings should look out for him in the second round. He's an older guy, but that's what the Kings should be looking for.
Yeah.
Is some guys that have played a couple years in college who know how to play the game the right way.
Just like Keegan.
I agree
He
with
struggles a lot shooting wise.
Hey, he hit a couple threes last night. I didn't expect him to hit any threes, and I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
true.
damn, his jumper looked kind of nice.
Hey, can you play D?
And he can play D. He's tall.
Then I don't care what else he can
He's
do.
really tall, too.
Yeah, he averages 2.5 blocks a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.5 blocks, a steal.
And
Yeah.
Pettiford, their lefty point guard, cooked
So
with 20
nice.
points.
He's
he was nice. He hit a couple step backs that were nasty.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Isaiah Thomas a little bit.
Reminds me of Rob Dillingham.
Ooh, lefty Rob Dillingham. He shoots like IT. He has that high. He
That
jumps
is
in the air
true.
really
Hella
long.
high.
Yeah, hella high. So yeah.
Miss
Um,
that guy, man.
But Michigan, Danny Wolf, 20 points. He's a baller. I know you were
He's
talking
nice.
about him a lot.
He's nice.
He's nice.
I saw him come off screen and then do a pound dribble, step back, hit a 3, and I'm like, he's
Damn.
7 foot.
Yeah, 7 foot. Doing that is crazy. But yeah, Tennessee beat Kentucky by 13.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Wasn't
Happy to
really
see
close,
Kentucky
though.
lose. And then Michigan State beat number 6 Ole Miss 73-70. Closer than it really was. Michigan State was up pretty much the whole time. But Jace Richardson for
He's nice.
Michigan State is nice.
That's
Yeah.
so dope to see him hooping for his dad's alma mater, too.
That is cool.
Especially going off like that.
I will say, maybe I was a little bit wrong with the NIL take ruining the tournament a little bit because at least these last few games between all the low seeds have been really competitive
True.
and good games to watch. So it just depends on your opinion. But I guess I'll walk back what I said on Wednesday a little bit about that because these have been great games.
Hey, that's an
Oh, yeah.
important thing is being able to admit when you're wrong. So good job there, Devin.
And so, do you guys like the fact that it's all top 3 seeds in the?
Was about
in
to
the
bring that
tournament?
up. It is very interesting. I don't know the last time we've seen this, but the Elite Eight, I know it's going on right now, one of the games, but it's all number 1 seeds, 4 number 1 seeds, 3 number 2s, and then 1 number 3. So it's just all the top seeds.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I wish we could have seen, more of a Cinderella run, but hey, we are here.
Cinderella runs are fun and all, but like
They
we
never
see,
win.
we
They
see,
never win.
yeah, they never win.
They never win the whole thing.
And like that's happened like for what the past
Yeah.
like 4,
I think
5.
St. Peter's was like a 15. They got to Sweet 16 or
Exactly.
Who
something.
was the one with the old lady in the wheelchair?
That was
Loyola.
Loyola.
They got
Yeah.
Elite Eight a
Loyola
few years back.
Marymount,
Yeah.
Chicago.
2019, 2020, 2021, one of those years.
Couple years.
But like it's
Yeah.
about time that all this top talent gets to the Final Four and we get to see the best
Yeah.
college basketball played
Yeah.
in the country.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Definitely excited to see these top matchups. I know what's going on right now. Do you have any scores, updates?
We can go to the women's. Paige Becker's
Oh,
is disgusting.
shout out
She
to the
has
women's,
like
man.
38.
Yeah,
Oh,
Paige,
she's nice.
She's so nice. Also,
She has 40. My bad.
oh my God, Paige has 40.
I'd cook
She
her.
might end up being better than Caitlin Clark. I don't know.
That's
her and
crazy to
Caitlin Clark
say
are going to be the
that.
top.
If
gonna
she
be
didn't
the-
get hurt,
Oh, and Juju.
Juju's gonna.
Prayers up for
Yeah,
Juju. I know
Juju's
she's
gonna-
hurt.
Dude,
Yeah.
that sucks. Yeah.
She's going to come back better though.
Why can't anybody
She's
be
so
like
nice.
Dennis Smith Jr. and have 2 ACLs rarely, and then he was back in like 2 to 3 months instead of
He was
6 to
back in,
9?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
he's
said it was back
quick.
in like 3 weeks, I think.
No, I think
Damn.
that was a little bit of over an exaggeration. I think it was only a couple months though, but yeah, he had 2 ACLs. Like crazy.
Yeah.
Started the second half for Florida versus Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Florida's up by 3.
Let's go.
Okay, so it should be a fun one. The Elite Eight is set. Later, we'll see Alabama and Duke. Tomorrow, Tennessee versus Houston and Michigan State versus Auburn. So it should be a fun one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can take our first break. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Cheers.
All right, we are back on Beam City Sports. And now we're going to be starting the second half of the show, as we always do.
Luke's lock of the week. It's that man out there in New York, OG Anunoby.
Oh, good pick.
Yeah.
Stuff.
31 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. That's the last 3 games, by the way. And then over the last 5 games, he scored 142 points, just averaging under 25 points per game. Man is like the cleanest physical player on the Knicks right now, and he beats everybody up down low.
Yeah.
I look at him as a small, like I was kind of comparing Cooper Flag to KD, but OG's like a smaller, stronger KD. Like
can see
he
that.
bullies players like a little bit more than KD does, and I think he's like my favorite player on the Knicks team right now.
Wow.
For sure. Yeah.
The real third option, for sure.
Yeah.
OG's been balling.
He's been balling.
Yeah, he's going to be super important for them. That was a great pickup ever since they got him, so I like that pick.
Yeah.
Knicks, I'm rooting for the Knicks, man. I
Yeah.
really am. I really
And
hope
then
they do good.
His defense too. He's really patient and like he knows exactly when to reach out and like get a steal. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
and he's strong enough to guard a 1 through 4, maybe even 5.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty tough.
Yeah.
That's a good pick, though.
Hell yeah. And then
yeah.
it's gonna do the bet locks real quick. Long term for baseball.
Do it.
Bet on the A's to win the AL West.
I'm with it.
The betting standards because I mean that's where you're gonna make the money. But Vegas is against them. Vegas has them all the way down at the bottom. But every analyst around the MLB is saying that they're gonna be the biggest surprise.
Yeah.
So if you want some money this season, put $50 down on them. You'll walk away with some cash.
Let's get it.
Vegas
I'm
is
rocking
against
with it.
him, and that's where they're going. That's crazy.
horrible. They do have the Vegas. They have the Sacramento patch on the gold jerseys,
They
and they
do.
also have a Las
Kinda.
Vegas patch. Which I didn't know
Yeah.
until I watched the game.
I
Yeah.
saw they
That
just
kinda
wore
pissed me
the
off, but whatever.
the new grays that usually
Yeah.
say Oakland. They say Athletics. I was like, that don't
Hella
look
weird.
right.
I have a gray jersey that says Oakland.
Oakland,
I'm
yeah.
gonna rock that.
So
for sure.
whatever game we go to, we gotta start the Let's Go Oakland chant. Like, because I want the whole stadium to chant Let's Go Oakland one
Yeah.
time and get John Fisher pissed off.
I feel like that will definitely happen. I think
Yeah.
a bunch of
That guy.
A's fans are gonna, come in the building for every game.
Yeah.
But yeah, the A's are balling. Last
They are
night,
balling.
first win. Should have won first game too, but Jose Leclerc came in and blew the game. We'll get into that a little later. But yeah, we can move on to ICU.
Yes, sir.
My pick, I already talked about him. Josh Giddy, man. Again, he's going to be on. A little preview for the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks down the line, we're going to do our Beam City Sports Awards. ICU. I'm going to do an ICU starting 5. Josh Giddy will 1,000% be in there. He deserves it. 25 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists, and the half-court game winner. Can't say it enough. The Giddler is balling.
He should.
The fact that we're going to call him the Giddler.
Hey,
I love it.
you said it, and then I
I know,
actually heard
yeah.
other people say it too. I was like, oh, damn, I've never heard that before you said that. So
It's because
I
it
love it. They watch the show.
comes from the diddler.
No.
No shit. Yeah, of course. Didn't need to point out that one.
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew.
For my ICU, I got Drew Timmy out there.
Oh
in,
my
Hey.
god, don't piss me off. Right
Drew
now.
Timmy.
Nah, it doesn't piss me off, but it does grind my gears a little bit.
Wait, why are you guys mad? Because he left the
Stockton
Kings?
traded him for nothing.
No, we traded him away.
Okay.
And then Brooklyn called him up immediately and he gets a double-double.
I guess you're
When
right.
We've been, like, struggling. Like, I mean, honestly, right now, give me Drew Timmy instead of Jonas. Because
Ooh.
Jonas pissing me off.
Crazy.
I'm big on Jonas. I mean, I don't mean to put him down.
Yeah.
But dude's pissing me off lately.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm a big Gonzaga fan. So
Yeah.
shout out Gonzaga legend.
He is a legend.
And he's a Stockton Kings legend. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
shout
I guess
out.
we can't be too mad because, I mean, we see them not really give the two-way or signed or Isaac Jones any run.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if he was really on the team, he might not have really played that much anyway. But, you know, that's just something that makes me a little bit angry seeing.
I know, but just his NBA debut, he was a big player, big star for Gonzaga, and everybody knew his name. And then he never went to the NBA, but now he's making his name known.
And hopefully
Yeah.
he can stay.
Yeah, shout out Drew Timmy. I think he's going to be pretty good in the league. I think Brooklyn just needed some bodies,
Yeah,
and they
that's-
said, hey, come play for us, and he
That's
gets
the thing.
double first game. So,
Yep. And the dub.
Yeah, and the dub. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Got to take advantage of your opportunities.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I had some other guys. I already talked about him. Johnny Broom from Auburn, 22 points, 16 rebounds, the big lefty. I think he's going to be a solid player, even though he's like, what, 35? No, 20. But yeah, he's been in college for a long time. But I think the Kings, I did a mock draft, or I did a draft in NBA 2K, and that's who was on the board, and I picked him, and he's actually really nice. So
Hell yeah.
that's why
Okay.
I'm rocking with him. The Kings have like the 39th pick in the draft coming up, so the 9th pick in the second round. Not a horrible spot to be in if you think about it.
Yeah.
You can get some guys in that spot.
The drafts, especially this year, the draft this year is really deep.
There's a ton of guys in this draft.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to fall, and I mean, a lot of people are just going to go unknown, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we're gonna pick him up. Keon Ellis, like
Keon?
second round, and
Yeah.
he's killing it.
Well, undrafted.
He's
Or
undrafted.
no,
Yeah.
undrafted. Yeah, he's undrafted. Yeah, I'm tripping.
Shout out.
Keon.
Yeah,
Shout out Bama,
Keon.
but not shout out Bama.
Yeah. Yeah, well, got to give some love. Another pick for ICU is Max Muncy. Hit his first hit
Yes, sir.
for the A's, of course,
Yeah.
not the Dodgers. He hit his first hit last night was a bomb. Absolutely crushed it in the late innings. A's were already up, but he crushed. I went out to left field.
Someone
but
said
yeah.
it was a piss missile.
Yeah, piss missile. I like that. And he also played a great second base. Made some great plays over there. Smart plays. He's only 22 years old. Made his major league debut the night before. Had a tough night. Went 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. But hey, now it seems like he's getting the bat on the ball, and I think he's going to be, you know, a stud out here for the A's.
Oh, yeah.
One of our top prospects. So
Yeah.
love to see that.
And he was, I mean, yeah, 3 Ks, but he was swinging the bat, so
Yeah.
like that's what matters, right
Being
there.
aggressive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This, in my opinion, is what like MLB teams should do with young players. Is if you know that they're going to be a guy for you and you want them to be down the road, then just bring them up and let them play, and
Yeah.
just go with whatever bumps and bruises that they have. But you know, you got to let them play and get that experience. I think Jackson Merrill for the Padres last year, he was like 19, 20. They
He's
just let
so
him play,
nice.
and I mean, he had a really good year last year, almost won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
So
he's so
I mean, that's
nice.
what you got to do.
Yeah, with Max Muncy, though, he's the first player for the A's to start on opening day, be your major league debut since Yoenis Cespedes. So,
Crazy pool.
Yeah, crazy pool.
That's pretty
The
wild.
first player for the A's to start in his major league debut on opening day.
Damn.
So love that for
I like
him.
that.
But yeah, I guess it's time for some baseball.
I'm gonna shout out the Yankees real quick. Not gonna lie,
Uh-oh.
Don't
Dude.
shout out the Yankees,
Uh-oh.
bro.
dude. 3
Gotcha.
home runs and 3 pitches.
3 home
Like,
runs.
Hey, it was against Nestor Cortez.
It's our old pitch.
And they're playing at my shout out Northridge at my Little League fields over there. That's the field they're playing.
Pretty much, dude.
But I mean, all those home runs were bombs.
Yeah.
Like they were all pretty.
3 pitches in the first 3 pitches of the game, all home runs is
And
absolutely
then
insane.
they finished with 9 at the
Yeah.
end of the game. 9
Yeah,
home
crazy.
runs.
Hey, 5 errors too, though. So.
Hey, get well soon, Nestor Cortez, man.
Dude,
Well, get well soon, Nestor Cortez.
well soon, man.
Last year, I think his last pitch he threw was in the World Series, and it was against Freddie Freeman, and Freddie Freeman hit the walk-off grand slam. So that was 4 pitches in a row over that 7-month time period that were all home runs. So Nestor, you're not feeling too hot right now,
Nah.
but yeah, he left the Yankees and then give up that many homers. to the
What a
Yankees.
what a trade!
What a trade!
It was Devin Williams and Nestor Cortez were the 2 headliners of that trade, and wow.
Is Devin Williams still on the Yankees?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
he's
do
a
you,
closer.
how do you watch what happened in the World Series and then you're like, let me trade one of the best
Well, they
closers in the
traded-
league for this guy?
Did
Yeah,
you trade a prospect too?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the
but, like-
Brewers lost.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can get into some baseball. I know me and Luke want to go over the A's.
Yes, sir.
Game 1, lost in Seattle 4-2. Tyler Soderstrom, though, our young first baseman, catcher turned into first baseman, hit 2 home runs. Also played a great first base, so that was really fun to see. And Luis Severino, hey, put him in the Cy Young category. He was nasty, throwing 99 miles an hour and high 80 slider that was moving.
Dude.
Pitched 6 strong shutout innings. It was really great.
Dude, that one that he ended the inning on, was it his
that
last
frisbee?
inning?
Oh.
Dude, that was disgusting.
And he threw 99 the pitch right before that. So imagine trying to hit that. That's tough.
I really think that the cameras, like, just watching MLB games doesn't do those pitches a lot of justice. Like, as much as that moved, in real life, that moved a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
That was a frisbee, actually.
It started at you as a righty. Oh, that's just going to hit me.
Yeah.
Hits the outside of the
corner. That's tough. But yeah, the bullpen is garbage. That's what I noticed in the first game. Tyler Ferguson came in. Not too high on him as a reliever. But yeah, he was the first one out of the pen, immediately gave it up, gave up multiple walks to tie the game. That always pisses you off as a reliever coming in, give up walk after walk after walk. So that's never fun. And then our big signing in the offseason, Jose Leclerc, came in out of the pen. We're up 1, gave up a homer to a Rosarena first pitch, and then walked another guy, and then a 2-run bomb, and that was the final story.
2 homers.
He got 1 out.
It's in the bottom of the 8th.
1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Jose Leclerc, man, gave it up in that first one.
I was about to say, why'd they put him in the 8th? Because they have Mason Miller.
Yeah.
Should have just put Miller in for 2 innings.
Yeah, I was going to say, we might need to start pitching Mason Miller 2 to 3 innings.
2 to 3 innings.
Yeah,
but
we need it.
It's just, he just throws so fucking hard.
He throws so hard.
You can't have him pitch that long.
But he used to be a starter, so I think he might be able to do it.
Yeah,
I think he might take a little off the velo.
I think 3 innings is a good
Is a
spot
push.
to where you could just go however hard you want. It's but as a starter, it's kind of like I'll relate it to Jordan Hicks. That's where it's like he takes some off because he's got to get through a whole season.
Yeah.
But Mason Miller, if he's going 2 to maybe 3, I think you can max out
For sure.
It's just like with also there's new rules trying to be proposed now too, where it's just like if you put a starter in, they have to go 6 innings unless they had a
they're
pitch
talking
count
about doing that.
or
So
an injury.
What?
Yeah.
What if they give up the 5 home runs in the first?
Well, and then I think there's a run count that you can.
4 runs or
Yeah,
something.
it's like
I think it's so stupid.
That's
Do
weird,
not
though.
do that, please.
let the managers do their thing. Don't ruin the game.
Yeah. No.
We already have the 3 batter minimum.
That messes things up a lot too. I mean, it does make it kind of cool because then you're not seeing a new reliever come in every batter late in the game, like a lefty matchup, lefty on lefty, then a righty matchup. So it does make things interesting. But yeah, the only 3 hits the A's got in the first game were 2 were Tyler Soderstrom home runs, and then the other was Jacob Wilson, my boy at shortstop. Back-to-back games with hits. Love him in the shortstop position.
Dude, 2 young guys up the middle that you could be really excited about. I mean, that's gonna be
Max Muncy,
no matter
Jacob
what.
Wilson, man.
That's gonna be a fun team to watch.
Yeah,
all
it'll
year.
be a fun
Zach
team.
Geloff is hurt. He hit 20 homers last year at second, so him and Jacob Wilson could be.
I don't think he'll be out too long though.
Yeah, he'll be back soon. But yeah, Dev, walk us through the first Giants game, and then we'll go on to some Dodgers. I know the Dodgers look nice.
I mean, they lost today. We won't get into too much to
Talk about the win.
that.
Talk
But
about the win.
Give me some win.
Thursday, Logan Webb gave up a couple in the first, 1 in the first. They always say if you're gonna get to him, first inning's the time to do it.
Yeah.
It kind of takes an inning to settle in. But I mean, after that, it pitched. I won't say really good, but it was just a day your ace didn't have his best stuff, and you still get the win. So that's pretty exciting. But shout out the bullpen. I think it went Miller, Rogers, and then Walker, and they didn't give up a run until Ryan Walker gave up 1 in the last inning, and they were up 2. So
Don't forget Rodriguez.
kind of scares you. Oh, Randy Rodriguez came in, after Logan Webb, and I think opposite of the A's that they have a really good bullpen this year, and I mean Tyler Rogers. As much as Giants fans hate on him, he's been really good the last few years.
Is that the Sidewinder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
low key, underrated, very underrated. He's got a 3.47 ERA the last 4 years, so I think they have a really good bullpen, and that's kind of what kept them in this game. And then shout out to Grandpa Wilmer Flores.
Yeah, the real story of the game.
I mean, that was,
Wilmer.
they take it. They wait until the 9th inning to tie the game and get back into it. But I'm not too mad. Started off with Jung Hoo Lee, a walk, and then Matt Chapman, kind of really reminded me of a Buster Posey at bat where he kind of just wasn't trying to do too much and just poked one to the right side, and
right
they had a
field,
big
right?
ass hole over
Yeah.
there. And I'm like, that's something that Buster did a lot, was use that right side of the field. So
True.
just a really professional at bat. And then Patrick Bailey
Yeah.
pokes it basically in the same spot. They were leaving that hole again, and he doesn't have a lot of power from the right side. He's a good hitter lefty, but he just pokes them, and he likes to get those little base hits, and that tied the game. And then
Pretty
like
sure that
I
was
said,
with 2 strikes too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that was really clutch from Patrick Bailey.
like I said, shout out Grandpa Wilmer.
Grandpa.
Hit that home run. I mean, he hit a home run today too. You just can't come inside to him.
Yeah.
Like if you throw him a fastball
Pause.
inside, he's gonna pause. He's gonna turn on it, and he's gonna do what he did that day and today. And then they had a little stupid ass built-in rain day on Friday,
yeah.
so they had to wait until today to get the second game. I won't say that kind of
Yeah.
threw them off a little bit.
That
but
is really weird to me though.
Yeah, it was
they have one game and then
built
take a
in
day off.
just in case it rained opening day or rained the next day. So,
Okay.
but then they
I've never seen what.
I've never heard of that,
I've
but
never heard of that.
they took the L today. Justin Verlander, I thought, had a really good game, and then I think it was Bivens came in and gave up one, and they were just not able to get it back. So,
Yeah.
but really excited this year off those 2 games alone.
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to be nice. If I was a Dodgers fan, I'd be a little scared of them in the NL West. So
I don't
yeah.
know about the division, but
Let's
once
hear-
once you get
some
to
Dodgers
once you get to
fans.
playoffs, if you're going good and you're playing good at the end of the year, the MLB playoffs is the biggest crapshoot out of all
Yeah.
4 major
Yeah.
sports.
It's
So.
whoever's hot at the right time.
Exactly.
So,
But I won't say division. That's kind of crazy. The
Yeah.
Dodgers are going to win the division.
hey,
119 wins they'll probably get, but
true. So
Yeah,
how do
right
you feel
now.
about the Dodgers, man? I know you played in Tokyo, Japan earlier, but how about these first couple games in LA?
Debut wise for Snell, it was It
Yeah.
was fine. I mean, but Dev was telling me that even on the Giants, he, first half of the year he kind of sucked.
His whole career.
Yeah,
whole
first.
career.
Yeah, I mean, so we have the depth to kind of like counter that. We have enough in our bullpen. We have enough hitting wise to do that. It's fine. Yamamoto though, yeah, he's gonna make the jump this year.
He's gonna
I
make
think because he had an AC joint sprain last year in like June, but he was on the trajectory. He like shut down New York and then he got hurt right after. I think he threw him. He only allowed a couple hits last year when he pitched in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was him and Senga. I remember.
Yeah,
and
I remember
he
that too.
gave up 2 hits, shutout type shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, last night he gave up 2 hits. It was 2 homers.
Damn.
Had 10 Ks.
10K.
Yeah, and he was like,
Cool.
it was just yeah.
Dodgers
guy.
are nice.
Yeah.
Dodgers
He's a
are
guy.
nice.
I'm really high on Yamamoto.
Yeah.
I think everybody was like, oh, why would you give him 12 years and all that money when he hadn't pitched here yet? I'm like, well, this is why. The dude has been a winner at every level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won so much in Japan, and
He already won in the bigs too.
And I'm tired of
exactly, year
people.
1. He was our ace all postseason.
Yeah.
I'm
He was.
low-key tired of people sleeping on these Japanese pitchers. Japan just beat us in the WBC 2 years ago. So, like, what are we thinking right here? These guys are going to come over and they're going to be nice.
Show some respect. Also, Roki Sasaki debut tonight.
Yeah, his here, yeah, he debuted last week.
Oh, he debuted, yeah.
In,
First 3 pitches, 100s.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. He walked 5 batters. He allowed a few hits. But then, as the game went on, he seemed like he was a lot more in control. So I think tonight he'll be pretty solid. But I do want to shout out Jack Flaherty.
Yeah.
'cause
You guys still have
I
him?
love him.
No,
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 he's
no,
on the
Tigers.
Tigers.
That's
Yeah.
what I
Tigers.
thought.
No,
That's
no,
what I
no.
thought, yeah.
But he shoved last night.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yeah, he had I think went 5 2/3 innings
Solid.
and had like 5 Ks, but he
Yeah.
was like just lights out. He was very low pitch count. He had like 47 pitches to like 4 innings.
Yeah. Well, what was the
pretty
real
ridiculous.
story of the last game? 'Cause I saw Trinan close out the first game against the Tigers when I thought he was going to give it up, but he closed it out.
Dude, Trinan just throws frisbees.
He was on the A's. He was so
Yeah.
good on the A's, man.
I love Trinan.
That's when he won.
He won closer of the year.
What was that, a trade, or they just didn't re-sign him?
They didn't
Probably-
re-sign.
Probably not resign.
Yeah, just don't re-sign good players,
on,
but
John.
it's fine. Hopefully things change.
I will say, yeah. His contract was way too big for us at that time.
we didn't have money.
Like we did not have money.
Those
Yeah.
motherfuckers
I'll say, like-
have money, bro. Stop playing that. John Fisher, you're a degenerate.
But what happened? What happened last game?
Last night was just back and forth. I mean, we're down 2-0. Freddie Freeman hits 2-run homer. Then Mookie hits a solo. They're up 3-2. Then Tigers rally back 3-3. And then it went to extra innings. And then they went up 5-3 top of the 10th. And then
Didn't Mookie hit a...
Yeah,
I think
They tied it in the 10th. Yeah,
Yeah.
they got 2 more runs.
Yeah.
Conforto hit a ground rule double, so
Damn.
that's why I think he'll be solid for us
I
in
hate you,
the
Michael.
7, 8 spot.
Damn. That's a solid pickup.
Smith pinch hit. He got a single.
Will Smith,
Yeah.
he's nice too. He didn't start.
Yeah,
Nah,
why
he
didn't
doesn't
This
start
off
last
Austin
night.
Barnes.
He didn't want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Austin
They didn't
Barnes.
need him to.
I guess catchers get days off a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, Will Smith caught, I think, almost every single game last year,
That's
and
great.
every single postseason game. So,
They also work with certain pitchers too, so
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, that's a good point.
but then, the big story was Mookie Betts being just MVP level player like he
Yeah.
is every year,
Yeah.
and hit a 3-run homer to walk off.
And he lost 20 pounds.
Yeah, about 20 pounds down from his normal weight, but he's still turning on those.
Crazy.
Them
Yeah.
balls dropped 20 pounds though. Fucking-
Yeah, so the Dodgers are nice. But game 2 for the A's, gonna go over last night. 7-0 win, first win.
Shout
wish,
out.
Wish we had a green beam here in Sac.
Dude.
We should do it ourselves.
We gotta make it ourselves,
Might as
man.
well. Jeffrey Springs, man, what an outing in your A's debut.
Yes,
6
sir.
innings, only gave up 3 hits, had a no-hitter going until the 5th inning. Also had 9 Ks and only walked 1 guy. He was fired up too, man. Him and Severino were both fired up after their outings, and I just love that energy coming from our starting pitchers. I was a little worried about, who are we going to put in that starting rotation, but hey, we traded for Jeffrey Springs, and it obviously was a great pickup.
Yep.
'Cause
I
he's
like
hit-
him a lot.
Yeah.
He pitched the 2 exhibition games, both of them that
Yeah.
A's Giants played. And the first one he got touched up a little bit, but still looked good. And then the second one he looked good until he came out. And if I'm noticing that as a Giants fan watching, like he's pretty good. I like him a lot.
But yeah,
Good
Dallas
lefty.
Braden said it on the thing. He has some of the best stuff in the MLB. He doesn't throw that hard. There's like 92, 93 mile an hour fastball, but his stuff, his slider, his changeup, and he knows how to pitch.
He has
He
the
throws
control.
the pitches at the right time.
That's what you got to have as a guy who can't get it up there in velocity
Yeah.
in this time of baseball. Like you got to be nasty with it.
And he has that nasty windup where he goes over
Yeah,
the head, the
can't see
classic.
it.
Yeah, he's tough to hit. So
Also,
yeah.
9 players with hits in the game.
Yeah, got hot and late in the game. But Brent Rooker, after it was the 5th inning, it was 0-0. Lawrence Butler hit a 2-out double. That was his
he's
first hit
nice.
of the year.
He's nice.
And then Brent Rooker, 2-run homer. Love to see it. Our
Yeah.
guys, 1 and 2 in the lineup, coming out to play.
Soderstrom 2 for 5.
Soderstrom.
Yeah,
he might get off to a
Soderstrom-
hot start. a little bit.
Soderstrom might be our 4-hitter the rest of the year. But also in the 5th inning, Jeffrey Springs gave up his first hit, got into some trouble. J.J. Bleday, though, I'm saying he's going to win Gold Glove out there in center field,
I
man.
was about to say something like that.
He
JJ's
threw
gonna
out
go
the
off.
runner at home in the 5th inning to keep the A's up, and then also made a sliding catch the next play after that to end the inning.
close it,
So
yeah.
that was huge. Jacob Wilson base hit to start the 7th inning, and that started the huge rally where J.J. Bleday got an RBI, Langolier's RBI, and then Soderstrom RBI double too. So came out hot in that 7th inning.
Yep. And then Luis Urias in his first game back
Yeah.
in Seattle.
Yeah.
Pinch hit and then hit a bomb.
Pinch hit, bomb. Also, Max Muncy brought him up, bomb as well. Bullpen still was shaky to me, though. They
Yeah,
brought in
but-
this guy, Justin Sterner, in his A's debut. Came in, could not throw a strike. Pissed me off so bad. Could not throw a strike. Walked 2 in a row. But then he got out of a jam. He struck out a guy, got a ground ball. So that was big. Also, one of the guys in the A's bullpen that's really good is T.J. McFarland. Last year, I think he led the league in appearances out of the
Yeah.
bullpen.
Wow.
And he's a big lefty. You always need a big lefty out of that bullpen. So he's our guy. But yeah, big win for the A's. Really hyped on them. I think we're winning the West, baby. Let's go.
Looks like a 40-year-old man.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
But if
Nah,
he's nice,
old,
he's
but he's
nice.
nice.
God
He's old, but
damn.
he's nice.
I'm down with it, man.
Yeah. So let's give some. All right. So here are our bold predictions for this MLB season. Dev, starting with you down on the left. Give me a Giants prediction.
I mean, this one is I'll do 2 because the first one is obviously what every person should want their team to do. I think they could sneak into a wild card matchup this year, but the second one, and this is the main one, I think Elliot Ramos is going to break the 30 home run curse. Haven't had a player hit 30 home runs since Barry Bonds last year in 2007.
Wow.
And also 19 different starting left fielders since that point. So hoping he can secure that spot, break that streak, and then break the 30 home run streak this year.
B-Crow never had 30 homers? Damn.
The most he had was 2021, the year he almost won MVP.
Yeah, I
when
thought
we
he
won
almost won
107.
MVP.
He had like 24 or something like
Posey never hit 30 homers?
that. 28 was
Damn.
his career high.
28
Damn.
was his career high. I like that, though. Luke,
Damn.
give me some MLB predictions.
So you guys already heard me predicting the A's to win the AL West.
Let's get it.
35 plus homers for Brent Rooker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 1. He
I
had
like
36 last year,
Yep.
so he's going to do it again. And then going over to Detroit, Tarek Skubal.
Yep.
I think he's going to win back-to-back Cy
Dude,
Youngs.
he's nice.
He's
so
going
good.
to win that again, like for sure.
Did you see the catcher threw the ball back to him and he wasn't
you
looking?
think someone.
Hit him right in the
well, no.
But that's NL.
Yeah, no, he just got rocked by the Dodgers, though.
Yes, no, yeah, he
2
did.
days ago, yeah.
But I mean,
Debut, yeah.
yeah.
there's 162 games in
You're
the
right.
season.
I think he's the best pitcher in the bigs.
Yes,
in my opinion.
100%.
Maybe,
Like-
maybe Paul Skeens might be up there. Yeah,
I'm putting Tarek up above him.
yeah, I like it.
Both young guys, so
Both
you know.
young.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just-
I mean, Paul Skeens is a second year, so like, and then it is Tarek's second year too, or third year.
Third.
Second and third, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, second
nice.
year he's gonna do back-to-back Cy Youngs.
Okay, I like that. I like that. My prediction for this year is that the A's, I'm on board with you, they're going to win the West, but also I'm saying JJ Bleday will win Gold Glove in center field for the A's, and the A's are going to have 3 All-Stars.
Okay.
I like that.
I'm going Lawrence Butler,
Yep.
Brent Rooker,
Yep.
and Mason Miller.
Yep.
I also want to give Luis Severino some love because I think he might be in that category, but there's a lot of pitchers in that AL, might be tough to make it. And the A's, if they already have 3, the MLB is not going to want to give them 4.
No.
So, but I'm high on this A's team, man. We're winning the West.
And
I mean,
then-
shout out Severino for real. He
Yeah.
was just abandoned by the Yankees a few years ago, and
Yeah.
you know, if he could make this a good year, then he's back, and
He's
that's
back.
good for the A's.
Yeah. I remember. I remember when Severino was on the Yankees and the A's played them in the wild card game. I think it was 2019,
Yeah.
around there. When the A's had Chapman and Olsen and all those guys, and dude, Severino shut us down. I
Yeah,
think he
he's-
pitched 7 innings
gotta
and we had
bring
like
this
2 hits. Yeah.
That
But
was
hey,
right before the Rays.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that was tough too.
sucks.
But I'm so happy that Severino is with the A's now. So
Yes.
that's big. But yeah, give me a Dodgers prediction. I know it's not too bold. Hey, there has not been a repeat champion since 2000 in the
Oh, yeah,
MLB.
the Yankees, yeah.
So, are
Has
you
there
saying
been
it?
a team this good since 2000?
No, but it's baseball. So
I mean,
you
the
never know.
Yankees. The
That's
Yankees
true.
were
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So, are you saying the Dodgers can go back to back for the first time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel pretty good about that.
That's
I
your
feel pretty
bold
good how
take.
we look right now.
Yeah.
But it's also early in the year, like I said, 162 games, so we'll see.
Yeah.
My prediction, though, is Yamamoto in Cy Young contention.
Ooh, Yamamoto.
I 100% think he's going to take that lead.
I like that.
Yeah. The way he looked last night, yeah, he lit up 2 runs, but 10 Ks and how he just has controlled it, yeah. That's who I'm going with.
I
Yeah.
think
Nice.
he's their one going forward. I know Snell.
That's why he's getting
Snell's
all that
good,
money.
but
he's going to
Yamamoto's
be our
better.
ace going forward. Him and Sasaki are going to be our 1-2.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
Also, the Dodgers have a great defense behind him.
Yeah.
You know, in the World
pretty
Series,
good.
we saw the difference between the Yankees and the Dodgers, just defensively making errors. It's not like the Dodgers have
Shout
anyone
out
that's
the fifth
making
inning.
crazy plays. But yeah, the Yankees just shit the bed in that 5th inning and made a ton of errors, and then the
Yeah.
Dodgers just played solid baseball, didn't make any mistakes in the field or on the base path. So that was really the story.
Our outfield is a little iffy on
Yeah,
the defensive
if
end.
you got Conforto
especially-
out there,
Yeah,
and
Conforto
some
on
slow
left, Teoscar in right, and then usually in center right now if it's... Because Edenman's playing at second
Yeah.
because Kim's down in the minors.
Yeah.
If he comes back up, Edenman will go back out of center, and then Padges will go out. But right now with Padges and those 2 out there, it's kind of eh. Conforto did miss a catch last night, but I'm not too worried about that because our infield is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Once
I'm not
he's been-
saying he's a terrible defender, but he's a guy that they are having a corner outfield position for a reason. It's because he doesn't have a lot of speed. He's got a good
Yeah.
arm. I think as long as you have a rangy, really good fielding center fielder, then you can
And
kind of
that's-
throw guys like that
That's
into the
what
corner
Edenman would
position.
be for us,
Yeah.
and that's why I think when we get Kim back, he'd be moving back out there.
Yeah.
True. I like that. So those were our bold predictions for this MLB upcoming season. But yeah, we can take a quick break. March Madness going on right behind us. Florida is
Damn it.
down
Oh,
by
shit.
8 right now, so we're gonna watch some of that, and we'll be back. All right, we are back for the final part of the show. Going over our Sacramento Kings. Had to save this for the last part of the show today, since it's not too many good things to talk about right now.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, we are going live on YouTube on Wednesday for the first time. So be in there. Make sure you leave some comments in there. Give us some things to talk about. And yeah, it should be fun. Start to a new era.
Yes, sir.
sir.
Very, very excited about that. Very interactive, so we hope you guys tune in and let us know how you feel about how sucky we've been doing lately. But hopefully it turns around and we get to talk about some good things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll start with the Trailblazers the other day. Beat them 128-107 at home. Finally closed out the homestand with a win. But this game didn't show me much, man. I know we played good, but going against a team like Portland, one night they could be really good, one night they could, just not show up, and they didn't really show up in this game. So yeah, and when the shots are falling, my main thing to bring this up was when the shots are falling for Zach and DeMar, everything else is going to work around it. But most nights, when the shots aren't falling like that, things just don't go well, and we saw it today against Orlando. So
yeah. We shot 65% against Trailblazers, and then tonight I don't even want to look at this.
I don't even want to look
at the percentage for tonight.
Very ugly.
But we also shot less than 80 shots too, which is insane. Our efficiency was beautiful, but like you said, it didn't really show me much at all. And then you said the Trailblazers, they can go off one night and then do like shit the other night. Kind of sounds familiar like us.
I feel like we're just a little bit better Trailblazers.
We're just
a little older version of the Trailblazers.
Yeah, so. It's all the same over here in Portland and Sacramento. Pretty much right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a little irritated because, in a game like this where things are going right, but I need to see this type of effort from Zach and DeMar on both ends when things aren't going well on offense. Like, I need defense even when you're 1 for 6 from the field, Zach. I need you to be, getting back on defense after you don't get a foul call when you're 2 for 8, DeMar. I need more consistency, and it just never happens in Sacramento. So nothing new for the Kings.
I'm tired of seeing it because, you'd think these guys would learn after the first couple games that you're in fucking Sacramento and you're not going to get any foul calls. Stop complaining about them and get back on defense.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
DeMar, he's starting to complain a lot more for the first time in his career.
Yeah.
And he also gives up a lot of take fouls. So, he gets fouled, or he doesn't get the foul down low, and then he gets frustrated, and then goes and grabs the player just to yell at the ref. It's like, dude, you're affecting the whole team right now. It's not just you on the court right now.
That's a great point to bring up.
Yeah.
DeMar did have 10 assists in this Trailblazer game, but I do think we're relying on him way too much for, the playmaking responsibilities. I know Malik came back in this game, but we still ended up starting Keon. And Keon had 6 steals and 2 blocks in the starting lineup against Portland, but obviously things didn't translate to Orlando, so curious to see what happens with the starting lineup. Will Malik get back in there? Is Keon the guy? I'm not very happy either way. I'm just not in a good place for Sacramento Kings basketball right now. Luckily, we have baseball.
It comes back to needing that actual point guard.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, DeMar did have 10 assists, but it's a lot of playing through him right now. And then it's just a lot of iso ball, like we said the other day on Wednesday. And it just sucks to see because these guys are kind of playing not to their full strengths. DeMar's kind of becoming a playmaker. Same thing with Malik. He's kind of had to change his whole game. I know you said the first game he came into, watching the first game of the year, it was like, this is a whole different Malik. It's going to be this year, and it was for the first part of the year until, even when he was starting with De'Aaron, but until they, kind of took him out of his game. DeMar's kind of, taking everybody else out of their game because we've liked to play fast the last couple of years, and Ron made a good point before the show, and he's kind of just throwing everybody off, I feel like. So it just comes back to needing that true point, and, we don't got one. So.
Definitely don't got one.
I wanted to ask Jackson how he thought about with the whole coaching issue right now going on in some teams. The Kings looking maybe to get rid of Doug Christie, depending on how playoffs go, and then Jenkins leaving, getting fired from Memphis. What do you think about that?
That's tough because I like Doug Christie. I think it's not his fault for how the team has played.
Yeah.
I think that he was just given a bad product to try to put out there. He's trying his best. He's playing Keon a lot of minutes defensively. He's playing Keegan a lot of minutes defensively. He's even playing guys like LaRavia a good amount. It's just when your 3 main guys or 2 of them are guys that are very ball dominant and not very good distributors, you're gonna have games where it's. Look at when the Raptors were good, right? They always crumbled in the playoffs because their reliance was always on DeMar.
Yep.
That's why they always got beat by the Cavs.
Yeah,
that's pretty true.
Even when they were, the Bulls, Levine and DeMar, when they were on the Bulls together, same thing, right?
Yeah.
It also, injuries didn't help their first year together, but so a lot of it, I think, to answer your question, I think that, we'll probably look at Jenkins. He's a very good coach in this league. I think the Grizzlies were just, kind of, since All-Star break, they've been not very good, 8-13.
Yeah.
So they were looking for some change. This late in the year, kind of questionable, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think it will be, I think because Christie is, former King, all that stuff too. I think they'll play a part in it. They'll want to keep him. I think giving him an offseason where he actually can build his coaching staff too will help.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
But, I think Jenkins most likely will be a candidate for a team in the, I would probably say in the East.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
that one of those
I
lower
agree.
teams in the East, like, I know the Hornets just hired a coach, Charles Lee from Boston, so he's been fine for them.
I like
Hornets suck, but
Yeah.
that's not his fault. Wizards maybe, teams like that will probably look at him. If anything, he might just go on as an assistant. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that do that for a year and then get looked at again. That's what Vogel did. That's what Budenholzer did. That's what Jason Kidd did with the Lakers in 2020, and now he's had to go for the Mavericks all the time.
That's true.
So I'd say, if
Anyway.
anything, he could possibly go on as an assistant. I don't know the relationship with Doug Christie and Jenkins, but if you guys gave him as an assistant, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with both of those points. I mean, I've been saying, I'm okay with keeping Doug Christie. I want him to be able to put the best coaches and assistant coaches around him.
Yeah.
Because, we know Doug Christie played, and we know he's a good defender. He's going to have all that, but just setting himself up with the best supporting cast. And then I agree with what you said about the two ball dominant. I mean, we saw that they had about 25 good games with each other on the Bulls, and that was when they had an actual point guard to, feed them the ball. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier about the no point
it's
guard.
like-
So you're completely right.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
You can't really force your players to be not roles that they're not.
Yeah.
Right? Like Levine and Rose have never been great facilitators. Malik Monk he's solid, but he's more of like a secondary like pick and roll. I'm still going to score 15 myself.
Exactly.
I'll get 5 assists to the big because it's a pick and roll. But you can't expect him to be the primary facilitator all game. And not having even a single guy off the bench that can do that is the biggest problem. Which is why they realistically should have gone after another move before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't go after another point guard, even a secondary guy, or like, TJ McConnell is like probably the ideal guy you'd want on that team.
Damn.
Defensive point guard,
Hey, he's
play make,
nice.
stuff
I
like that.
love that.
Yeah.
Bring me some TJ McConnell and sack. That'd be nice, man. Shit.
But I think that's going to be one of their points of emphasis. They do have a lot of guards. They don't have a lot of guards that are playing
That's the
guards.
problem. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
ton of
That's
guards.
so
but
crazy.
don't have any that's active
If
point
Not
And it's
one
smart.
true point guard.
Not one.
If management is smart, some of those guys will be consolidated together and traded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A guy who I also wish the Kings got. I do like Markelle, but I don't love him. I wish we got Elfrid Payton.
Yeah.
Elfrid Payton is back in New
solid.
Orleans, and all he does right before he got released earlier in the year, he signed a 10-day and had a game where he had 18 assists.
Yeah.
And then he got released again, and I feel like that's someone we need in SAC. He's
I
not
can see
really a
that.
score first guy ever. He just get guys involved and play defense. So in the offseason, don't be surprised if we sign Elfrid Payton.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
Even honestly, probably Dennis Schroeder will be a guy you guys look at.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
You think he would leave? You think he would leave Detroit right now?
He goes everywhere. man.
He's a free
trying to-
agent.
He's trying to play
So-
for all
He's a
30.
free agent?
He's
Okay.
he's on a 1 year. So I mean,
He's trying to play for all 30.
Hey,
he goes. He
Be the
goes.
first player,
be the
man.
first player to play
Sign
for all 30.
Isaiah Thomas, and I won't be mad.
Hey,
Give me a point
honestly,
guard.
I'm not mad at that.
I know he's trying to make a comeback.
I'm
Talk
not
to
mad
the
at that.
Magic. They have like 5-6 playmaking guards on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
and
Anthony
not
Black,
one
Jalen
scoring
Stubbs,
guard,
Cole
which they
Anthony,
need.
all that stuff.
True.
Yeah.
Well, this Magic game was ugly. The plus minus, Keegan was a minus 35,
Jesus.
Levine was a minus 34, and Malik was a minus 29. DeRozan only a minus
Big.
15, and he got us 20 points, like we said.
I mean, I don't look at Keegan's like that
I know.
dramatically because he's defending the best player and he's playing the most minutes, but minus 35, is that what you said?
35.
That's fucking great.
That's
insane.
Horrible.
A horrible game for the Kings from start
The-
to finish.
Biggest note is the 3-point shooting. The
Yeah.
Of the Magic, yeah.
The Magic, dude, they're dead last in 3-point percentage this year. I think I saw it was like 31%.
Yeah.
They went 18 for 39.
Oh
That
my
is the
God.
second game this season we just let the worst shooting team in the league torch us, bruh.
Torch us.
Torched.
I just don't understand.
Play defense, bruh.
We had
Please.
7 threes.
7 threes
7 3.
compared to their 18 is actually insane.
I think
The other
there's-
point, though, is the assists.
Yeah.
7, like Dev was saying, when I'm sure not having a point guard, not we. So
Bro.
myself. But as an unbiased fan, it was 17 to 31.
Oh, horrible.
Those two are the notes of the game, I think.
yeah. Corey Joe killed us. 3 points,
Revenge
7
game.
rebounds,
3.
6 assists. Yeah.
He had 7 boards?
He had 7 boards and 6 assists.
Bro. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, we might have to sign Corey Joe again. King's legend.
Wow.
Yeah, there's not
What
too
are
much
we
else to
doing?
say about this game.
Caleb Houston
He's a
had
bucket.
went 6 for 7 at 18 points off the bench.
Oh my
He had
god.
3 threes in the first quarter, I think.
He
Yeah.
had 6 on the
I
game.
saw him miss the 1-3 while we were right here. And that's the only 3 he fucking missed.
He made every other shot.
Wendell Carter Jr. went 3 for 3.
Yep.
Crazy.
I said, can he even
This is the
shoot?
Yeah.
lowest. This is
And
the
I
lowest.
said, not really. Not really. He can't really shoot.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he-
shoots
lowest
22.5% from 3 on the year.
I'm sick.
This is the
It's just-
lowest scoring team in the NBA, and we let them drop.
121.
We lost by 30.
Hey, Dev's not too happy. Kings play the Pacers on Monday. Are we winning that game?
No.
There you go, Matt. Now we might actually win.
How many
Because we're saying
How many more games we got?
nah, 8.
0-8.
Oh,
0-8.
I know that. I'm feeling the same
Dude,
way.
we're not gonna beat them, dude.
Hey,
I don't think
we're still in the play-in though. We're 9th place, so something
We gotta
can
pray on
happen.
the Suns' downfall
Dude,
while we'll
The
downfall.
only
Yeah.
game they're gonna win is the last game of the season to get against the Suns to get into the play-in, and they're gonna get mollywopped in the first play-in game, and then we're gonna be back in the same spot we were last.
We might keep our lottery pick though. It's top 12 protected.
We're not
Oh,
gonna-
okay.
So
You know,
there's
Dude, if we can get in the lottery, that would be fucking
in
amazing.
2K. I simmed the rest of the year, and we ended up getting the 13th pick.
That's what we're gonna get.
Yeah, and it's gonna go to the Hawks.
It's gonna, yeah.
So we need 12 or under, and we're gonna get fucking 13.
We're gonna
Just
get
King,
13,
King's
dude.
basketball right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, guess we can close that on
Also,
that.
Sac Republic fucking
Oh,
lost.
Sac Republic lost.
In the 87th minute. It
Yeah.
was tie
Wow.
game 0-0
That's
in that
tough.
87th minute. So shout out
Back
Roro
teams
Rodriguez.
in late
Roro.
game situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sacramento's not doing good. Roro, I think he broke the record for most games played in a USL, like in the USL, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him. Also, college basketball. That game finished up. Florida ended up beating Texas Tech.
It really might be all the 1 seeds. in the
Walter
Final Four.
Clayton looked like Steph Curry.
dude, is that who that was?
Yeah. Walter
That
Clayton.
is
so
my-
nice.
Hey,
He's the-
let me do an ICU. My late ICU entry is that motherfucker.
Hey, who's that white boy from Florida too?
Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah.
Hoff, I think it was Hoff that
Yeah.
also hit
Number
some
like
clutch
18
threes.
or 19 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that was a fun comeback for Florida. March Madness for sure. But yeah, we'll jump into more next week. Closing out on Beam City Sports. Join us Wednesday live though on YouTube.
Hey, pull up. Say some shit in the chat. You know, we
Whoa.
might not read it if it's obnoxious, but you know, let us know.
Give us some love. Yeah.
All right.
Closing out though, Beam City Sports.
Cheers.
This is